So Dr. Geo, in the article that you just recently did for us about new ways to protect your prostate, we talked about the dangerous things people can do and men can do with they eat inflammatory foods and they exercise and then they get their prostate all inflamed. So what can they do to fix that inflammation?
So we did talk about those dietary things.
Right.
There's a couple of botanicals that are herbal products that I find to be extremely helpful. One of them is curcumin, right? So curcumin is an ingredient found in turmeric. That's what makes turmeric orange. And there's been about 500 scientific articles written on curcumin and its anti-inflammatory benefits. So it's one of my main go-tos, curcumin.
And then can they just eat food, sprinkle that on their food regularly? Is that enough, or do they need capsules?
That's a very good question. I would say they would need both. There's not enough curcumin in turmeric when you use it as a spice.
Right.
So I would say you want to use additional curcumin in some sort of supplement form, and roughly about 2,000 to 4,000 milligrams a day is a good maintenance dose, I would say.
Anyone that has to watch out for risks, overdosing, contraindications?
Yes. So the two types of adverse reactions. One is it is a little bit of a blood thinner. So some people are on anticoagulants and they're taking certain drugs to thin their blood. I wouldn't say don't use curcumin. I would say use it under the guidance of a doctor that knows what they're doing.
Always.
And always monitor. Typically those on anticoagulants or blood thinners, they take a blood test called an INR. You monitor the INR and you make adjustments to the medication, not necessarily the curcumin, based on that. But I haven't seen clinically, I haven't observed any tragedies. The other thing is it might be a mild digestive, it might cause some digestive discomfort, curcumin, so in some people, not all, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, so safe. All right, so they can take curcumin to get the inflammation down.
Correct.
And how about also, you had some really interesting detoxing, sweating, dry brushing. Talk about some of those.
So these are general aspects that help the prostate, right? So there's several things you want to do to keep a healthy prostate. One is keep inflammation down. The other one is keep your immune system strong. The third is detoxifying. What does that mean? That typically people think that has to do with drug addicts or things like that. That has to do with getting rid of toxins from inside of your body.
So I understand detoxifying with your liver, but what is it about the prostate that is so sensitive to getting detoxified?
So the prostate, like any other tissue, it can hold certain toxins in there that causes problems and contribute to all the prostate problems that we've talked about. So we want to make sure that, and in the semen as well, let me just say that. So
since the prostate produces the fluid that goes into the semen.
Correct. It's
right.
one part.
Right.
So the prostate produces 70% of what's in the semen.
Right.
So the semen has to flow, right? Like any other fluid in the body, whether it's the lymph fluid or the blood, it needs to flow. So one of the things that that one needs to be aware of is that to keep that flowing going, one of the main factors is just, quite frankly, ejaculating, which we'll get to at a different segment.
We'll talk about, men love to hear that's
right.
Great self-defense for the prostate.
That's right. So skin brushing, all these things keep fluids moving out of the body through the liver. The liver is the biggest detoxification organ. And again, directly and indirectly, there's prostate benefits there.
So you talk about sweating, dry saunas, and not wet saunas. You like dry saunas for
Correct.
detox.
There's more that comes out of your body in terms of things that you don't want in your body from dry saunas versus wet saunas.
Right. So dry sauna is interesting. Dry brushing you just mentioned, where literally you just take kind of a soft bristle brush and brush it down your body.
So one of the biggest detoxification organs is the skin. Right. So it's not only the liver, the skin as well. So why? Because things come out of the skin. So you want to make sure you kind of clean out the skin from all these different toxins that are coming out through it.
And I think, interestingly, you and I are going like this, but I think when you dry brush, don't you brush towards your heart?
Towards your heart. That's good. That's right.
Hey, I do my homework.
That's right. So you want to keep it from your legs as well, thighs as well, towards your heart. You're absolutely right.
And then you also like something called hydrotherapy, or the hot and cold contrast therapy.
That's right. That promotes circulation of everything. Promotes circulation of the prostatic fluid, promotes circulation of the blood and of the lymphatic fluid. So there's some level of uncomfortability that one has to go through to get to great health. One is cold and hot contrast. And when I say cold, I mean cold, all the way cold. So you take a cold shower, let's say for 30 seconds, and then you take a warm shower or you let the hot water hit you for about 3 minutes. You do that for about 3 times, 30, 33, 33, 33, 3 times. And actually, after the third time, you don't feel the cold. It's not that impactful after the cold shower is not that impactful.
Now you've just gone
get used to
crazy
it.
from it, right?
You do. You don't even need coffee after that. You're so wound up.
And we won't make any cold shower jokes. All right.
Right.
Dr. Geo Espinosa, thank you. Protecting your prostate with detoxification and
right.
with curcumin to help your inflammation.
That's
Thanks
right.
so much. If you liked what you just saw, we have a whole lot more with Dr. Geo Espinosa at our website, bottomlineinc.com. And do me a favor, share this. Tell your friends. We have so much great information. Come to bottomlineinc.com.